of Duty used to be one of the singular best gaming franchises to basically ever exist. If you weren't playing Call of Duty, it was almost like a what are you doing in your life at this current point in time? And there was a time for that, especially back like kind of in the day, or I would say roughly we'll say like 15 years ago, right? This is like peak Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and all of that's great stuff. And for me personally, I know that I started on Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3, I think, was probably one of the best Call of Duties, if not the best Call of Duty ever created. Now, for me personally, when I first started playing Call of Duty, it was a very simple game because I didn't have internet, right? So I would play offline, and in Black Ops 3, or sorry, not Black Ops 3, in Modern Warfare 3, when you play it offline, you could still earn weapon camos, you could still earn skins. There was still a lot you could basically gather without playing online. And then when I did play online, I only played like 2v2s and Search and Destroy. That was my thing, right? I love playing 2v2s. I think it was probably one of the singular best game modes Call of Duty has ever done. And then when I played Black Ops, I played with my friends all the time. I wasn't that good, but you know what? Quick scoping was pretty darn fun, and so was trick shotting. And then obviously Black Ops 3 came out a couple years later, and Black Ops 3 like the multiplayer was okay, right? It was good enough to play, but then you had zombies, which was just peak. Like, I mean, Black Ops 3 Zombies was insanely good. Was it a little bit wacky with the wall running and stuff? Sure, yeah, 100%. But there was so much story, so much depth. There was so many new mechanics they could be adding to the maps at a constant rate. I think Gobble was like just a great little feature to be added into that one specifically. I think that it just added, a unique thing to zombies. But over the years, Call of Duty has progressively got lazier and lazier. I'm not going to say it's gotten worse as a overall, but it's more that they've gotten very, very lazy, at least for me. So when I look at Call of Duty like these days, there's a few factors I always take into consideration before I ever buy a new Call of Duty, essentially. Because I'll buy a couple here and there if I think they're going to be a lot of fun. Like I think Modern Warfare 2 was probably insanely fun if you had a group of friends to play with and you could just like actually sit down and chill. Like it was a little bit sweaty, but it was still, it was still a very casual game, at least in my opinion. But then, like Black Ops 6 and the game that came out before Black Ops 6 felt like just copy and paste. They really did. And people will always say, well, Call of Duty has gone away from the root or whatever of what they were. I don't think so, though. I think it's more like Call of Duty has stayed so hardcore trying to stay towards their roots that they, like, have no clue what they're doing anymore. Like, they genuinely think that adding certain systems in will basically appease everybody in the Call of Duty community. And I will say this, right? I'm not sitting here just trying to hate on Call of Duty. They do produce pretty good games. Their mechanics are pretty good. I think their gunplay is pretty good. But the issue is the little things that just don't make you want to play the game, like ever. So when I'm talking about stuff like this, I'm talking about stuff that like they don't really sit down and think, yeah, this is a great system. We love it. Outside of a game dev perspective, and you can tell this 100%. And everything they talk about, how they basically glaze their own game, essentially, you can tell that they have never actually played with and without that mechanic like ever before outside of being a game dev, essentially. So if we look here, this is their official Twitter, by the way. This is like one of the first things that I've read about Black Ops 7 outside of watching the videos, obviously. So it says all the progression systems you know and love will be in place on day one for Black Ops 7, including camo, hub, challenge tracker, combat record, classic prestige. Which one of these is one of the ones I love? Like I'm so confused. Which one did they go? Man, people love that because we'll go camo hub. It's camos. Go to the gun. The hub doesn't matter. You can easily go to the gun 99% of the time. That's how all their other games work. And just look at the camo. It didn't, like, you don't need a hub for it. Challenge tracker. Every person that I know that plays Call of Duty at like a kind of competitive level, like, my buddies who are like actually high rank say challenges suck. They say challenges is probably one of the worst things Call of Duty has ever added. I don't mean like challenges to like get your skins or something like that. Like some of them are kind of bad. Everybody knows the skin grind can be bad at sometimes. I'm talking about like the dailies, the random challenges you have to do to like get more XP to unlock a certain gun, the random challenges you have to do to like get a certain uh like attachment for a certain gun. They suck. They just do. Nobody likes them. It like every single person that I've ever talked to about it says that it is physically one of the worst things that ever added. Combat record. Who cares? Like genuinely. Like I'm not going, man. Oh my god, they're adding combat record. Oh my god, I can't wait to buy an $80 game for the combat record. Oh my god. Why does it matter? Like it's just another system where it's like I guess like it's a cool feature of life, but saying that it's a day one system you'll love is crazy. It really is. And then classic prestige. This is exactly what I mean by like laziness and just like milking stuff forever. Like it's so out of touch that they think that classic prestige is like what Call of Duty's missing, guys. Oh my god, what if we bring back Black Ops 2 prestige system, where you level up all the way and then you prestige and then you lose everything and then like you just basically get to flex a badge. It's like, dude, some people do care, but like most people, I like even for myself and like my friends included, you just get to a point where like maybe you prestige once or twice, maybe 10 times max, depending on like how big the prestiges go, and then you like get to this point where you're just like, it's not really worth losing all of my guns to prestige. Like it's just kind of boring to do that over and over again. So like that's already something that's like a little bit wacky to me. Now, what would I add here? Right, systems that we love. Now, bear with me. Now, the making your own camos from Black Ops 3. That was peak. Like let's be honest, that was so good. Now you couldn't make super crazy intricate things, but you could make some like pretty cool designs. I remember I made like this design in Black Ops 3 that looked like clouds moving. So every single time like I'd be sprinting, it would look like the clouds were essentially moving on my gun that I was using. Like that was cool. And I made that completely from scratch. It took me like 2 hours to make. And that was really cool. And you could use it in zombies. Or how about banner creation? They'll never bring that back though because they don't want to monetize banner creation. They don't want to actually put the effort into making sure that the people that do make explicit banners get banned. Like that's the thing. Instead, they think that like adding challenges and adding like the Grim Reaper onto a banner is like peak Call of Duty. It's not. Like it's cool, but it's not a system that I love, And I just think that that's like a weird, almost coping mechanism. It feels like that Call of Duty does a lot, where they like get this like backlash, they get this pushback, they get this like, hey, we actually don't care about these things, and they go, oh well, according to our calculations, you love these systems because you use them. It's like, no, we don't love them. They're just there. They just make the game slightly easier, or maybe slightly uh like something better to grind for, I guess you could say. And then this gets us into what I believe is kind of a weird thing that they put out. This is their official page, by the way. So we're gonna read this first little thing here. So first off, thank you. Call of Duty has always been fueled by the community. That is a lie. Every match, every clip, every bit of feedback, you shaped this franchise right alongside us. We know there's been a lot of conversation recently about the identity of Call of Duty. Some of you have said that we've drifted from the made Call of Duty unique in first place, immersive, intense, visceral, and in many ways grounded. That feedback hits home and we take it seriously. We hear you. So you think that by people saying that you've drifted from your identity, that it's because the immersion, the intensity, the visceral amount that Call of Duty just the reaction. That's what it is, right? Yeah, 100%. That's what makes Call of Duty bad these days. It's not the fact that you've basically produced the exact same game for the last 10 years. Like let's just be honest. The last unique game was probably Advanced Warfare. Oh, dude, does anybody remember playing Advanced Warfare comp and you would legit play like what was it, like Uplink, the basketball game mode? That was actually peak competitive Call of Duty. I'm not gonna lie, like there wasn't a lot of stuff in Advanced Warfare that was amazing. There was a lot of bugs, a lot of glitches, a lot of things that were weird. But man, Uplink was goaded, and it has not been done the same since. They could make it uplink in the new game, but they don't. I don't know why. Like they literally just put it on the ground instead of making it in the air. But uplink was so good because it was like playing King of the Hill or like Hot Potato essentially, but like you actually had your boys there. There's so much strategy, dude. I remember when people started doing like lineups, so they had to add like barriers in. They like I remember my boys figured out ways where like you'd be like mid map, you could line it up with a pole, hit it, it would ricochet off like 10 things, and it would like land in. And like it was so sweaty, but it was so hype like when you got shots in because it was always a close game. It would always be like 3-3-3-3 or whatever because the like your KD just didn't matter in that game mode. And I think that's why so many people loved it because if you were good at strategizing with the ball, it didn't matter how good you were with at the actual game, and that's why it was great. It was fun for everybody because you could still frag out, or you could be the ball player, or you could do both, and it was just so much fun. We'll keep reading though. Throughout development, Treyarch and Raven's North Star have been to deliver a spiritual successor. Yeah, I hate when they say stuff like this, bro. Spiritual successor to Black Ops 2 while taking some big swings. You'll see it across Black Ops 7 multiplayer zombies co-op campaign, including in-game and even Dead Ops Arcade 4. I don't even know what to say about this. Big swings. Man, they're taking such big swings, guys. They're bringing back 99% of the old systems while keeping a lot of their new systems that everybody hates. Huge swings. Shoot for the stars, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Call of Duty. Over the years, we've had a variety of games and experiences that fans have enjoyed, from Modern Warfare series to Black Ops series and beyond. Today, we want to share with you some of the ways we're approaching things with Black Ops 7. What's changing and why? Operator skins, and weapon skins will no longer carry forward into Black Ops 7. Why? That laziness. I just answered the entire question. Laziness. Black Ops 7 needs to feel authentic to Call of Duty and its setting. That's why Black Ops 6. It's so weird to read. Black Ops 7 needs to feel authentic to the setting. By the way, but Black Ops 6 that we made, I think, what, last year? Yeah, well, that game's dead. We're not supporting that anymore. Like, but don't worry, guys. Your double XP tokens and your Gobblegums will transfer over. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Because I definitely want my double XP tokens over my, I don't know, $80 plus worth of skins. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Still carry forward because we recognize your time and progression are important. Really? So you recognize the time and progression is important, but you don't recognize that people's money and time are important. Like they can say time all they want, but like most of these people are paying with the stuff from like their jobs, bro. That's also their time. The change applies only to Black Ops 7. Call of Duty Warzone is not affected, and all your Black Ops 6 content stays usable there. The Warzone is like, in my opinion, one of the biggest scams in history. So basically, they're saying they were able to transfer it over through Warzone, but they can't transfer it over to the actual game. What's the purpose then? Hey guys, I just spent $5,000 in skins. Well, oh, okay. Well, why don't we just, I don't know, we'll just make a new game. Absolute peak, God, absolute peak. But yeah, this is, I'm not just trying to diss on COD, but there is a lot of good things. Like I said, I think their new movement is good. I think the way that they've updated their flashes is good. I think their competitive modes are pretty good. I wish you could filter the competitive a little bit more. Some of the game modes I don't like, but it's pretty good as an overall. I think the gunplay has gotten 10 times better than it used to be, um, but it feels like everything that they talk about when it comes to how they're making it better, how they're doing something better, how they're bringing something old back that's better, how that everybody loves. It's like it feels like the biggest copium that I've ever seen in my entire life, and yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to even like debate with my internal monologue to see if I want to buy Black Ops 7. Like I'm gonna have to sit there and I'm gonna have to like stare at it for like 3 hours before I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll probably actually buy it. But yeah, this is just kind of overall what I've been thinking about Call of Duty. Let me know what you guys think. I guess like in the comments below. Like maybe you agree with some of the things I say. Maybe you don't agree. Maybe you just absolutely love the new COD, and that's perfectly okay too. This is just like some of my own personal feedback that it feels like there's a lot of copium and a lot of like copy and paste of like things that people don't really like, and they're just trying to hope that people like it, or they're trying to kind of shove it down your throat until you do like it. Eat it, eat it, eat it, like something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good night. Peace.